balanced mana one.
I think this is bad. I'm gonna go 1-1.
We go 2-2. Because if you want to make like a tempo mage, I think they kind of need something like this.
I feel like I'd rather just run a blazing battle mage, but maybe you run it to. But I don't know.
Yeah, that's actually a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, this might be a 1-1. Okay. Well, one. I'll give it.
You know, so I feel like decks that would run enough spells for spell burst to be relevant wouldn't want to run that many 1-drops. I don't know. So.
Yeah. Point taken.
Sneaky Delinquent. So the ghost.
The ghost is a 2-mana 3/1, also with stealth. Upgrade on Skyvateer.
Yeah. Oh, I see what you're saying. I don't feel like this is good, but maybe I'm wrong. I mean, there's if you're full stealth synergy, maybe it sees play. What do you think? I don't play
exactly that.
Yeah.
I think the 1/3 stat line of Skyvateer is so upsetting. 3/1s actually kill things.
Yeah, that's true.
If this trades in, give you another stealth thing back to activate your Sage later.
That's a good point. All right, I'll give it a 2/2.
Yeah.
You convinced me.
Maker.
All right, add a 1-cost spell from your class to your hand. So the 3-mana 3/5 dragon sees some play. So I wonder
Demon
if this
Hunter kind of maybe likes this.
Yeah.
Mana Burn, Silence, Twin Slice, Demon Companion.
It's pretty bad tempo though, so I don't know. I don't think it's actually good. I'm gonna go 1-1.
I can be persuaded for a 1-1. It might just be too slow. It might be okay-ish in Demon Hunter, but I don't like saying okay-ish. I like good.
Yeah.
All right. Enchanted Cauldron, 3-mana 1/6. Spell Burst, cast a random spell of the same cost. Yeah, the easy 1/1 for me.
Do you? Oh, thank you, Graham. Yes. Yeah. Sorry. You said yeah. So it's not good because of that. Sorry.
Good for a 1/1 on Cauldron, or do you believe?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The 3-mana 1/6 stat line seems decent, but it just yeah. Do we want random spells?
Magic Carpet has a pretty good stat line, but
yeah,
also has a...
yeah, it's true. Double box. Yeah, how many 10-mana spells are there?
Shaman spell.
Yeah, maybe there's a deck that like figures out that there's only good spells of a certain cost that it can pull this off. But I'm gonna go 1. Yeah, so 1/1. So.
All right, Divine Rager. Who cares?
I feel this card is just like it's cool that they printed this card, but I'm gonna go
4 mana.
Yeah, I think it's 1/1. Am I right? Or I don't know. There have been 5/1s.
There was a 5/1 Stealth Rager at 3, and that sucked. I don't think this would even be good at 3. So
I mean, theoretically, it could trade into 2 5 attack minions, and there was that 5/1 that was running Druid that for the synergy saw some play. For the quest, yeah.
It did suck.
Yeah.
It just.
So okay, I'll give 1/1. So. All right. Fishy Flyer. This card's so bad, right? Like, I don't know.
You want to spend mana for your Restless Mummy?
Yeah. All right, 1/1. I did not much to talk here. All right, Ogre Manser. Whenever your opponent casts a spell, summon a 2/2 skeleton with taunt. This is I could see seeing play if the counter spells in a weird way. Like I don't know. It's not bad stats.
Word for beating Spell Druid.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I don't think.
I'm gonna give it a 2/1 because I could see it being an interesting, like if lots of low mana spells become really meta, like which it could be theoretically, like this isn't, you know, if my opponent's always going to be like playing spells and giving me a bunch of 2/2 taunts, I feel like it could be good. So I'm gonna give it 2/1. I think it's not bad.
We talked into that. Smug Senior, 6 mana 5/7 taunt. What lets you play another 6 mana 5/7 taunt?
Yeah.
Is it
6 mana 5/7 taunts. Dies to
worse
Shadow of
stats than
Death,
both
right?
just over? It has taunt.
Yeah. If this were resummon, it would be insane. Wait, obviously, what am I saying? Yeah, I think these ghost cards are pretty bad. They're just not. I'm gonna go 1/1 here.
Oh, that's fine as a Sage. Otherwise, yeah, I agree. All right, Lake Thresher. We got the 5 mana 4/6 beast that cleaves. This goes in that Druid recruit deck, maybe.
Oh yeah, that's true. And like, yeah. So it seems like, and yeah, that's a good point.
It goes there and nowhere else, as far as I can tell.
Yeah, the fact you can give it rush. Are you into
Two.
there? There's that card in Hunter, right? That makes something attack immediately, right? A random minion. That gives it Oh yeah, big in synergy. Big in Druid might be. So in Hunter, did you just say it? I think I. Would you? Bestial Wrath. Oh wait, that's it's not. You can't. That's not attack. Isn't there one that makes it attack right
I
away?
think that was another card that might have rotated.
Oh, okay. Looks like it
I
did.
think that was.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. I rotated. Okay. But yeah. So I'll give it a 2/2. So
Yeah.
I mean, if you
Again.
stick this is like, in trading, it's pretty good. So, but
Druid likes the AoE.
right. Wait, Desk Imp, you gave it a 1/1.
I'm gonna give Desk Imp a 1/2.
Yeah, I like
This is a
1/2
zero.
because yeah, there's theoretically situations where you might want to use this. So.
And Scrap Imp.
Or maybe I run this with that 4 mana guy that makes them 4/4s and stuff. So, all right.
Crimson Hothead, 4 mana 3/6 dragon, spellburst, gain +1 attack and taunt. Kind of resembles Twilight Guardian in
Yeah.
a spellburst type.
It's
Have to work harder to get the taunt, but it's a 4/6.
Yeah, it's interesting because it's not like a with like a battle cry. Do this if you have this gain taunt. Well, you can play this when you don't have the taunt, and if they don't kill it, like if they kill it, effectively was a taunt, and if they don't kill it, well then you can make it a taunt later. You know, I still don't think it's good enough in a world of insanely powerful things. But what?
Or Creep goes Burr.
Yeah,
This
so
is
I'm gonna
what's good about this big in Druid, because this activates Breath of Dreams. Dragon.
Oh yeah, Dragon Synergy. You're right.
Of course, the issue is that in Big and Druid doesn't have many more spells.
Yeah.
So,
I'm gonna give it a 1/2. I feel like there's not many good.
for Dragon.
Yeah.
I'm in for. Dragon tag's more important than the text. Speaking of Dragon, here's an 8 mana 8/8. Summons a 7-cost minion on Deathrattle.
Part of me thinks this is crap, and part of me thinks this could like. I love Deathrattle decks, so I mean there are but like even this is probably just crap, right? I'm trying
100%
to.
think this is crap. If you want to
Yeah.
cheat out a Deathrattle, you have Scrapyard Colossus.
Yeah.
What though?
Yeah. Okay. All right. One. Well. Yeah. 1/1. You're right. You're right. I just love those kind of cards. All right. Your minions can't be a target of spells or hero powers. I
Those
feel like this
protected
is. I feel this is really good. I don't know. Like you get this down on a board, but it doesn't work with AOE. But I feel
Messes
like
with Spell Druid.
yeah, like, but I mean, they always can kill this though, because it's not like. But
Now,
you have like a taunt in the way. I don't know. I feel.
a Spell Druid, if they didn't play minions on board, they can't kill it. And if
Yeah.
They can't get it with Bog Beam. They can't use that to mount Cellar. Can't Crystal Power it. Can't Moonfire it. They have to Moonfire your face. It's
Oh, wait.
a tech card.
Wait, does it apply to itself, guys? Oh, it does apply to yourself. Oh, that's way better.
I'm in it for a 2-1 on this.
I'm gonna give it a
This
3-2.
card is to spells what Ace Hunter is to minions.
Yeah, I like this card. I don't know. It's yep. I'm gonna say 3-2. I think this card's really cool. Um, like you do it against the right deck, and it just destroys it. You know, because they can't target stuff. So, right,
Animated Broomstick, 1 mana, 1/1 rush, battle cry, give all your other minions rush. I'm thinking 2-1. I don't know if this is better than a Magic Carpet for Zoo, simply because it's cheaper. So Gandling will eat this better. And Scrap Imp, it's cheaper to push this thing out. But also, when the carpet lives, man, that is scary.
yeah, yeah. So it's. I feel like this. So, like you could play this. There's certain things that this would have really good synergy with. Like if you played like Blastmaster Boom, like you said. Um, so
Chat said someone said it big in Druid.
a
Rogues are
big
good
a big Druid's gonna won the 1/1. Pull out that, you know.
Wait,
Yeah, 3-3. Yeah. Um. So
see this in Zoo nowhere else. It's super low value, but Zoo can turn that into high value.
yeah, I mean, I think I'm thinking more like summoning a bunch of tokens and rushing them in. Things like Glowfly with this, but I think this is bad. But I think you can't discount the potential deck building. So just giving because here's the thing, that 2/1 has already seen play, that deal 1 damage to a minion, give it rush. So if that sees play, I feel that this should see play too. So I'm gonna give it a 2-2. The more I talk about it, I feel like it has maybe I'll give it has potential.
It's potential.
All right.
Tour guide.
Your next hero power costs 0.
I'm going a fat 3-1 on this.
Interesting. Yeah, you can get like it's just effective, so you can use it in Warlock. I'm trying to think. Yeah. So in Warlock, it immediately makes its value back, so it's like a 1 mana draw card.
Good for Dark Glare.
Yeah.
Any of the other
Oh
damage
yeah,
synergies?
lots of that. So
Cheap for Scrap Imp.
I'm gonna give it different. I think it's. I'm gonna give it 2-3. Like I think in the right, decks where 0 mana hero power, like for another turn, is valuable. I'm trying to think of other. Oh yeah, Totem Shaman. Oh yeah, you play this on 1. You totem and play coin, or you're on coin. You can get a turn 2 totemic. Yeah.
Just play it on 2, bank that mana, click that button for free on 3, Totemic Reflection.
Yeah.
In an aggro rogue, I was thinking maybe. If an aggro stealth rogue, you play this on 1, get a free dagger, kind of like N'Zoth's First Mate, and that frees up your turn 2 to play a stealth minion. A Scavateer 3-1 so you can curve into Sage. It might be okay there.
Yeah.
In Paladin, this is Lost in the Jungle.
Yeah. This is that's true. Wow. Okay.
This card's quietly pretty good.
Yeah, you're right. I think I underestimated this card when I first saw it. But yeah, it's very useful.
This used to be a 3-mana card called Fencing Coach. It was a 3-mana 2/2.
So Ice Fortress, the idea of the first, so certain cards are just kind of powerful, but they're not like that. There's not much deck, there's not much potential. They kind of are what they are. So if you're like a 3-1, you're good, but you're not like, there's not really much build around. It's just kind of be slotted in. Where a high deck building card means like, there's massive synergy and deck building potential. So certain cards are kind of bad until they see the right deck, and then all of a sudden they're very useful. So cards that have a high deck building score have a lot of potential for good deck building to be made good, even though they're on the surface bad.
Yes, this card's good.
So Steward spell, discover a spell. You think this is good?
I think this is a 1. This is Azure Drake, and Azure Drake was long ago power crept.
Yeah, I don't think this is good.
Standard Spell Druid wants it because of the dragon tag and the spell damage.
Yeah.
And this doesn't have a dragon tag. This goes nowhere. It's a
Yeah.
shame. It just doesn't even
I, I,
go in
would,
spell damage.
I wonder because
Slow.
Volpera sees play, if any deck would run this, just because the discovering a spell is useful.
Vampira barely sees play, and it's usually one of the worst cards when it does.
You're right. You're right.
I'm going 1-1 on this.
Okay, I'm gonna go 1-1 as well.
Shame. Sorry, Azure Drake. Voracious Raider. Holy shit.
All right, this card. At the end of your turn, draw until you have 3 cards. I'm giving this a 4/4.
Jeeves at less mana and it's asymmetric.
Yeah, it's insane. Yeah, this card is so good. It's neutral, so I kind of like they made it neutral because they basically turned all the shitty draw classes into something that like does something, you know.
Jeeves play.
Yeah.
4 mana.
See, Jeeves already still sees play in Wild. Yeah, it's just like, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, this is for, yeah, you could run it in Zoo, you could run it in Tempo Priest, you can run it, like, it enables so many aggressive archetypes that run out of value easily. So it's, yeah.
Mana 1/3, draw 3.
Yeah.
And it has to be removed. That sounds good.
Yeah, this could be like the single most dominant card of the like the most important card of the set.
But not.
Yeah.
Okay.
We both agreed on that. It's insane.
Yep.
All right.
Panthera. 2 mana 2/3 beast. Battle cry. If you've used your hero power this turn, draw a card.
So I felt like this wasn't good, but because it's like hard to. It's just like it's hard to use it on 2.
Maybe Demon Hunter because it's 3.
That's true.
But I'm not even positive because I don't think I need that draw. I think I have Skull if I'm a mid-range deck, and I think I have Voracious Reader if I'm a cheap deck.
That being said, like for decks that use, so the problem is like most, why I think will Demon Hunter use this card? Maybe. It's 2 mana 2/3 that doesn't cost value, which is nice. So if you have one of these really low end curves, you might run this with like the glide because sometimes you're not going to draw glide and you want to keep drawing cards.
Some people have talked about this in Quest Warlock instead of questing Explorer because you're usually tapping anyway. And then after you complete the quest, it's not dead.
I don't think so because you actually usually, when you're playing Quest Warlock, once you complete quest, usually you don't even want to draw cards because you want to draw cards with your hero power. So sometimes you'll intentionally use Mortal Coils in a way that doesn't give you the draw. So yeah, I think that being said, it's interesting, like a draw for stats that's sometimes efficient. It's good enough. I think I'm gonna give it a 2-1, just because like I could see it seeing play. No, I'm gonna give it a 1-2. I'm gonna give it the opposite, 1-2. So, okay, all right. Sorcerer Substitute. If you have spell damage, copy this.
Spell damage, it's 6 mana, 12/12.
Yeah. Works pretty well with that, like that Shaman one, right? Like because you could just weapon hit with it and get it reliably.
This is, however, also 6 mana.
Yeah, big piles of 6 mana stats don't tend to work that well, but
it's a conditional big pile of 6 mana stats.
Yeah. I don't even think spell damage decks will run this because spell damage wants to go face, not like play the value game. So
I'm gonna 1-1 on this.
Yeah, if I don't think it's gonna see play in spell damage decks, I don't think it's gonna see play. So I'm gonna go 1-1. Yeah, I think you're right.
Educated Ellick, 3 mana 3/4 beast. Whenever any player plays a spell, the minion remembers it. Deathrattle, shuffle them all into your deck. The one's putting this in their deck on purpose.
You treachery it to your opponent. They give a bunch of crappy spells, and then their deck is toast, right? So
what you do, you play Educated Ellick, and then you play Potion of Illusion, getting a 1/1 Ellick. The Ellick dies and shuffles an illusion into your deck, and then you never fatigue. Good.
Oh wait, is that a thing? But then I would just run Archivist in that case. So, um,
On
uh,
one.
yeah.
Plus, hey, here
I'm
you go.
trying to.
You play,
I'm trying. Is there
got
anything
your
that
synergy.
like? It's a really cool
Away.
card though. Just like,
Stowaway.
is there any cool spells I might want to put in my deck? Like, what if I
Just
put a
get
bunch of renews in the deck? You know?
play the 3/4. Let your opponent play a spell or two. It shuffles into your deck, and then you play Stowaway and get the 5 mana 4/4. Draw spells from your deck. Great. Still sucks.
Okay. All right. You're right. 1-1. Because we don't actually want like it's not a good effect. It's better as a 3/4 most of the time. All right. Keymaster Alabaster. Whenever your opponent draws a card, add a copy to your hand that costs 1. What do you think about this card?
Always triggers once,
Yeah.
and I think it's also 7 mana 6/8.
I think it's another one of those cards that's like, if the meta is greedy, which I don't think it's going to be because you have all this below 4 cost synergy. I could see like you playing this, getting a 1 mana card. It's like you can get some insane value from that. Yeah, you're right. It does need to have this at taunt. It would be much better. But
Yeah,
I could see it being played in like Highlander Mage, for example. Seeing it this card, though maybe Highlander Mage is so defensive. I don't know.
I'm 1/1 up. Slow.
Uh,
You have to spend 7 mana for this.
I'm gonna go 2-1 because the effect is very powerful. So and it just kind of slots in as like there's no real synergy here, but I could see it slotting into cards. So yeah, aggro will ignore it. Aggro doesn't give anything good. All right, Vectis, Battle Cry. Yeah, go ahead.
5 mana 4/4. Battle Cry summon 2/1/1 whelps. Each gains a Deathrattle for minion that died this game. Importantly, these have to be different minions that died. If one minion dies, only your whelps gets a Deathrattle.
Oh, but you could have 2 of the same minion, right?
Can have 2 of the same minion, yes. You just need 2 things to have died.
Yeah,
we were talking about Deathrattle Hunter.
Yeah, I think there's a really great Deathrattle synergy. Like, there's some really like not great, but like solid Deathrattle synergy. I could put like the egg and the snake that ate the person, or I could put this in Warlock. I could put this in Priest with some Deathrattle. Maybe I don't know. It doesn't work as well in Priest, but I really like this card. I'm gonna make it a 3/4.
You can also go face with Leper Gnomes and Kobold Sand Troopers.
Yeah, that too. So you can use it in Face Hunter to.
I'm gonna go 2/4 just because I don't think the power level is necessarily there right now, but I think the deck building power is really there.
Yeah, I'm gonna be making a deck with this card very quickly. So
Albatross, sure.
Yeah, Albatross.
You can also, and this is Fly in the Sky, play this with Anka in some type of Deathrattle Rogue and draw your Anka legendary, which magically discounts, I don't know, a Scrapyard Colossus. And then that dies and gets you a 7/7. Then you get your other legendary, which is Vectis, and then that gives you the Whelp with the 1/1/7/7. That's never going to work. Cute, though. Very good synergies.
Very good. Yeah. I mean, and even like the low roll of, let's say you only get 1 egg, for example, it's still a 5 mana 2/1/1 whelps. So it's like it's fair. It's good stat line too. So
yeah, pretty good.
Nohands making it. Yeah. So.
This is an interesting one.
I think this card is crap.
I think this card is crap too, except in the context of maybe Spell Druid, maybe Highlander Mage.
Yeah.
So Spell Druid, you really, really want to hit your ramp. This gives you effectively extra draws if it's in your opening hand at getting your breath, at getting your dragon for your breath, or getting your overgrowth.
Yeah, but it's only like 4 times. If it was permanent, so I don't
I'm
know.
even looking at less 4 times, and I'm looking at this less. If it's not in your opening hand, you can blank a card. I don't know how much that matters. And then, of course, for Highlander decks, you want to try and increase your consistency. And this, for like a Highlander mage, maybe.
I like comparing it to tracking, where tracking you discover 3, where this one is I look at a card and decide whether I don't like it. I don't get to discover a card. I get to
Yeah.
look at it. So I might have a card that's good that I have to take, even though I might want a better one, but I might get a worse one. So I have that too. So I only can really get rid of like the bottom third of cards. Because if I get rid of like the average card, well, that doesn't really help me, and it loses the durability because half the time I'm going to be below average, half the time I'm going to be above average, and I lose the card value. So I lose a potential card I could have drawn because I had to draw this piece of crap.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I'm going 1 on this because you never build a deck around this. I think you can use this to offset decks that are built around other things that you absolutely need. I think Spell Druid is a contender. I think Highlander Mage maybe. I'm not even sure this is an all-star in either of those decks.
yeah. I'm gonna go. It's fun to think of this, but I'm gonna go 1/1. I think this will never see play. Not in Quest Warlock, not in anything.
Wouldn't surprise me. Lorekeeper Polkit. Other card that people have been talking about a lot. 4 mana, 4/5 Battlecry. Reorder your deck from highest to lowest cost card.
I think this card is realistically bad in most decks, but it's a really interesting card, um, and it does have build around potential. You know?
Yeah, I'd look at this more as a Hemet Nessing Wary.
Mm-hmm.
So people have been talking about this in Galakron Rogue. So presumably you played this and you put your Galakron on top, and then that draws your Kronks, guaranteed.
Yeah.
Unless you've drawn Kronks or Galakron, in which case the Lorekeeper starts sounding a bit sillier, because why else am I doing that?
Yeah.
People have talked about it in Quest Warlock, which works a little better there, because you can plot twist stuff back into your deck, put a Malagos or Alexstrasza on top, and tap into it for 0. A little more interesting to me.
I like I didn't think about the fact that Rogue will always have the Galakron, so you play it, you always get Galakron next turn, as long as your top card is 7, and then you're always getting Kronks. So that does seem pretty good there.
Downside, of course, is that you have to take a card out of your deck to play a 4/5 that's not good at other stages when you aren't ready to play Galakron, and you hope you have
Yep,
it and
exactly. This card's so bad on turn 4. That's like the big problem, and
this
so it's like more like a 10. It's more like an 8 mana gain 4 mana 4/5. You know.
it's like an 8 drop. It's like a 9 drop. It's expensive. I
Yeah.
want to give this like 2/4 or something, because the only reason you put this in your deck is because you're trying to build around it in some way, but it's bad almost always.
Yeah, it's weird how bad it is usually, but it has so much potential of like somebody coming up with something cool, or even with new cards. Like I could, there's a whole year plus with this card, but yeah, it does seem like the fact that you can always use it to draw Galakron.
We were earlier about that legendary minion for Mage, the spell damage one. If you top out at 5, you can always find it.
Yeah.
I'm not budging from 2/4, but there are some applications.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 2. I like a 2/4. It's especially you also could run it with that Demon Hunter like deck that runs double glide, and this is your top end. So whenever you run out of cards, you play this, and then you always draw a glide.
Not bad.
All right, I talked it more. I think I'm gonna go with 3/4, just because even though it's bad in most decks, the decks that there seems like there's a lot of potential for this card, and really cool stuff to do with it.
Sure.
Do you run out of cards when you have the 2? Yeah. So yep, that's the thing to find. But we're trying to figure that out. There's a lot. We're just kind of figuring out ideas, you know, at the end of the day, we're going to be wrong on a lot of things, but we're only going to remember the things we're right on because that's what's important. Penflinger. Battle cry, deal 1 damage. Return spell burst. Return this to your hand.
I mean, it's a bad card.
Yeah, it's one of those bad
Hey,
cards, but it can like
damage.
people have come up with like things where you play it, and then you with like Warlock to damage yourself, and then get it back in your
Or glare.
hand. So there's people coming up with cool stuff with it. So I think I'm gonna give it a 1-2, just because even though it's bad, there's somebody.
Pretty cute.
Yeah. Head crack. Yeah. I don't know.
Headmaster Kelpie's Blood. 5 mana 4/6 spell burst. If the spell destroys any minions, summon them.
Yeah, this is super good, right? Yeah.
I like this in Rogue. You have Backstab, you have Eviscerate, you have Vendetta, and to a lesser extent, Seal Fate, that are all pretty good. Plus Coerce if you really dip into that pool.
Yeah,
And-
it seems really good with Backstab because you can just be ahead on, like slightly ahead on board. They play something like a Shield of Galakron. You go like, oh, you Backstab can't kill it. So, but yeah, you do something.
Just- If you're just backstabbing a little minion, even if you just get
Yeah,
a 2-drop, that's
not bad.
pretty good.
Yeah.
And if you just play, you can just play this. There's a decent chance it sticks at 4/6 if you're
Yeah.
even or ahead or something. It's hard to develop into.
Yeah.
Priest, you have Death, you have Breath of the Infinite. I don't think Soul Mirror counts or works.
Imagine I do that
What
to a
else?
druid board, you know, like you go, I mean, you just do like, you discount your hand and you go like 4 mana Kel'Thuzad, Breath of the Infinite, and you
That's
kill off.
another-
Yeah, it's just so much. So I don't know. It's it might not be as strong as people think because it might just be hard to get good spells that do it with. But it's still good. Like it's gonna be such a target. So I think yeah, I'm gonna go 3/3. I like 3/3.
Onyx Mage Scribe, that's less interesting.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, Shaman can too. Yeah, there's a lot of good removal.
I thought this was pretty bad, but
Oh, yeah.
do you think it's ever used in Shaman just because they need value?
I think it costs 6 mana, and then you have to do more to get the effect.
Yeah.
That also go fat to me.
It is a big boy. 4/9.
Very big. That 4/9 is going to look real silly trading into lackeys.
Real mad comedy with Brawl.
This is good off portals. That's a good point, Blastoise.
Yeah. So,
On a 1/1 on this?
oh, the sorry.
Mage Scribe.
Oh. Wait. Were you on the Onyx still?
The Onyx, yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm gonna go 1/1.
The next Cult Neophyte. 2 mana 3/2 Battlecry. Opponent spells cost 1 more next turn. Mini Lotheb.
Yeah, it's weird after seeing Lotheb. This card seems so bad. If you were like
one application in Hunter Glide decks.
Oh, so yeah,
It's making it a little difficult for your opponent to actually play their stuff. And also maybe like going into their like a priest turn 3, whatever, you just drop this on 2, all of a sudden they can't Breath of the Infinite, and you get 1 extra turn of chipping at them. And
yeah, it's interesting if that would matter. I mean, it does. Mana burn can be annoying for sure.
2/1 on this. It has some fringe application.
I'm gonna give it 1/1. My initial instinct was as bad, you know.
Also, this might hurt Spell Druid a little.
Yeah.
All right. Transfer Student. We've already been playing with this.
Yeah, this is probably. I give it a 3/1. Seems useful. There's literally no. It's just kind of slotted into things that need 2-drops.
Yep.
And Wretched Tutor. Deal 2 damage to all other minions. I don't feel like this is very good. I mean, It is neutral AoE. That is a good point. So maybe I'm underestimating it.
Rogue might at some point make some weird deck that.
Oh yeah. So if you want to play Rogue with the Kingsbane that just goes face, and then you use this to control the board. So you do this plus backstab. Okay, you convinced me that it might be okay. So I'm gonna go 1-2 here. So
Sure, I'll go 2-2, but yeah, same general principle. All right, so that's
it.
end of it. I've rated cards slightly less powerful than you. Your rating average was at 2.03. I was at 1.88.
Ah.
And you're also slightly higher on deck building. You're at a 2.19. I'm at a 2.1.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. I just that's kind of the thing of like, when I think of a deck building, I'm like, I think this has potential where power is more just like, yeah. So power is always competing with other power cards too. So it's like, but yeah. It's just kind of an idea. I wonder what other people are rating this expansion for power level, because that's not that hard. Like 2.03 and 1.88, you know.
Yeah. For class averages, it looks like we ranked Mage the highest.
Okay.
Mage, Shaman, Druid, Rogue, Paladin. Oh, no, there's Warlock in there. Warlock's pretty good too. Damn, never mind. It's complicated to look at. There are too many numbers.
Yeah. Demon Hunter did really bad, and Warrior, which makes sense because they're the classes that are dominant. So, I guess Blizzard ones.
It doesn't matter how many 2s a class has necessarily. It might matter just how many 3s and 4s they have.